Welcome to today's lesson. Our learning target today is I can multiply fractions and write the product in simplest form. So we build on the previous lesson of multiplying fractions, and today we make sure our products are written in simplest form. So let's take a look at those first three steps. Step one, you're going to multiply the numerators. I hope this sounds familiar. Step two, multiply the denominators. And today, the new thing, step three, we're going to simplify the product. Here's an example down below. Take a look. 3/4 times 2/5. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 5 is 20. So we end up with a product of 6/20. But that is not simplest form. Those are not the smallest digits we can use to write this value. So what do? Well, using the greatest common factor method, we're going to first factor out 6, and we'll factor out 20. We'll find the greatest common factor. In this case, it's 2. And then we'll divide our product by 2. That leaves us with simplest form, 3/10. 3/10 is the simplest form of the product 6/20. That's today's work. Let's do another example. All right. So we have 1/2 times 6/7. Well, 1 times 6 is 6, and 2 times 7 is 14. 6/14 is our product. We're done multiplying. But 6/14 is not written in simplest form. So let's go ahead and do that. First, we'll have to factor out 6. Well, let's see here. That is 1, 2, 3, and 6. 1 times 6 and 2 times 3 are all the factors of 6. And 14, let's see, 1 times 14 and 2 times 7. Done. Greatest common factor then? Well, let's see. The biggest factor they have in common, in this case, it looks like 2 again. So let's go ahead and divide 6/14, our product, by 2. So we'll do 6 divided by 2, and we'll divide 14 by 2, and that will get us our final product. Let's see, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. 3/7 is the simplest form of the product 6/14. All right, let's do one more. I want to have you help me this time. First, let's multiply 4/9 times 3/8. Go ahead and get that product right now. Okay, do you have the product? Did you say 4 times 3 is 12, and 9 times 8 is 72? Yep. All right, good. 1270 seconds, however, is not simplest form, not by a long shot. We can come up with much smaller numbers, digits, to represent this same value. So we need to factor this out. We're going to use the greatest common factor method again. Go ahead and factor out 12. What are all the factors of 12? Find those first. All right. Did you say all the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4? I hope so, because that is true. Now, factoring out 72 could take a long time because 72 has a tremendous number of factors. So let's just go ahead and do that right now together, shall we? Let's see. We have 1 times 72. We have 2 times 36. We have 3 times 24. We have 4 times 18. We have 5 times, not 5. We have, I'm going to run out of space, 6 times 12. And we have 8 times 9. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of factors. Well, regardless, we found them all. Let's find the greatest common factor. What's the biggest number they have in common? I see it. It's 12 and 12. 12 is the greatest common factor. Look at that. So we need to go ahead then and divide 1270 seconds by 12. Let's do that. I probably should have written this. You know what? I'm going to bring this down to the next line. I'm going to write our final product down here. Is that okay? I'm bringing this down, bringing this work down here. I'm going to bring it right down there. Okay. Let's see here. 1270 seconds divided by 12. And we're going to get, let's see, 12 divided by 12, that's 1. And 72 divided by 12, well, let's see. 72 divided by 12, that's 6. So 1/6 is the simplest form of our product, 1270 seconds. What do you know about that? Hey, I am going to take time right now for those folks who learn the prime factorization method to do this same problem, 4/9 times 3/8 using prime factorization. If this is not the method you're learning, you don't want to learn it, you have no interest, well, you're going to have to watch the video, but let it go in one ear and out the other. You have my permission just this once, okay? And then we'll meet back in a couple minutes. Come back to me when we wrap things up. All right, so if we're going to use the prime factorization method for all of those folks who like this method and want to use it, we are going to start the same way. 4 times 3, there we go. 4 times 3 is 12. And 9 times 8 is 72. We end up with 1270 seconds. But to factor it out, we have to first think of two factors. So let's say 2 times 6. All right, let's see here. 2, that is a prime factor of 12, but 6 is not. 6 is the same as 3 times 2. That's 6. Okay, so there's a prime factorization of 12. Now 72. Why don't we take? I don't know. I like 8 times 9. Let's see. 8. Well, 8's prime factorization is 2. Wrong color. 8's prime factorization is 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 is 8. And 9's prime factorization is 3 times 3. So 72 looks like that. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. All right, well, let's find our common pairs and cross them out. Let's see, there's a common pair of 2s. There's a common pair of 3s. So that leaves us with, what do we got? Well, let's see. We got just 2 on top. And am I missing? Oh, no, we don't have anything on top. I'm sorry. Look at that. See, you got to pay attention. Woo-hoo-hoo. There's another common pair that I missed, isn't there? If you saw that, thank you for shouting so loudly. 2 and 2 cross out. So now we're left with only 1 on top because everything was crossed out. So we're left with 1 on top and 2 times 3 on the bottom, and that is 6. 1/6. All right. If you are not learning the prime factorization method, tune back in. Rejoin us, please. Here we go. Let's wrap up together. Our learning target today is I can multiply fractions and write the product in simplest form. And speaking of form, look at this form Jell-O here. Reminds me of an episode of The Office I watched where Jim stuck a Dwight's stapler in a bowl of Jell-O. Looks just like this. Anyway, doesn't matter. Have a great okay. Today's learning target. I can multiply, no ing. I can multiply fractions and write the product in simplest form. Let's get to work and let me know if you need help.